Welcome everyone to round 7. Oh no, round 8 I think of the Blue Championship here at Dynamic Knights Esports. We're at China and we are only got 3 minutes left of qualifying. As the fastest time so far is Kuda on 1:29.8. So he's the only driver so far to get into the 1:29s. And we'll go have a look at the Blue Championship standings. So as you can see on the right hand side of the total values of all the points throughout the season so far, you've got Curving Texas with a nice lead of 247 points with OP Magic behind on 219, and then Kuda, who's currently on pole position on 174 points. And looking at the constructors, Alpha Tauri are absolutely dominating on 410, but the closest team is actually on 393, which is McLaren and Williams. And then it's a huge fall down to P3 Williams, which is 184. So it's clearly a two-horse race there at the constructors. So that it must, and then at the top of the driver standings, it's about the same as well. Well, Curvin Texas could have a bad race, and OP Magic will still just be behind. And then you can see throughout the middle of the chart who's had DNFs in the red, and it looks pretty consistent across Kuda and OP Magic's part. But we'll go back to the main screen as there is 2 minutes left of qualifying. As we have a blocky experimenting track limits. Commentator who usually does this as false equation could not be with us this evening, as his PS4 has decided to not accept the disc. As soon as the PS5s are released, available for pre-order, his PS4 stopped working. So conspiracy theory for you. Pro Stingray up in P3 with a 130.1, but look at all these times in the 136 tenths, and you fall all the way down to P10. So, and if you're a full second off the pace, you're roughly, basically it's all the way to 11th from P1. As always, we would like to thank Track Racer and CD Keys, as well as our music, all linked down below, as well as subscribe, as we've got Blue Championship on Mondays, Yellow on Wednesdays, and Thursdays is Diamond for the OCE tiers, and then we've got the US on the Saturday, and GT is no longer being streamed, but still got plenty of action here as Absolute Unit and Blocky Rex has retired with a few moments to go. I believe Pine Stingray is on his final lap. He's only just down on his time in the second, going into the second sector. So let's see if he can improve. A 1/10 improvement will put him up one spot. So you'll need to cut down 3/10 in this final two sectors, as he's still up on his time, but not by a lot. Yeah, will anyone be able to give him a tow? No, no one's near him. And he's made a huge, colossal mistake. He's gone onto the grass and then back onto the back straight. So his time is gone. There's no way he's improving from that. Ramsey is up by 8/10. So this is going to be a nice time, as Curving Texas has broken into the 129s, but Ramsey's looking like he's about to go on pole position here, as the track evolution seems to be perfect. Oh, he's actually invalidated. So that is an absolute shocker for him. I can't see to where he would have done it, but he's still continuing with his time nonetheless. As the power is already down. The car control is brilliant. Obviously there could be traction. Let's see what time he would have got, but it's definitely red. Oh, he's only up a 10th now. So he's lost all that extra time from somewhere. Yep, stays exactly where he is, but he improved by 3/10. That would have slotted him potentially in pole position. Oh, no, not with a 129.6 now. So Kuda has improved and has taken pole position, unless Curving Texas can say otherwise, as he's going to prepare for his final lap. Or is he coming into the pits? He's going into the pits, and he'll be the second last driver, as we've got Banana Cake Pie about to finish his final qualifying lap, using all the extra time needed. DRS will be turned on in about 100 meters, and it's on. Let's see if he can improve his time from P10, making it worth staying on those old softs, as he's got his teammate up ahead, so hopefully he doesn't get too impeded, as obviously the AIs are under control. He might get a little toe here. No, it's going to be more blocking wise as he jumps to P8. So improved by 1/10, nearly 2. And that's the final cars. We have 2 cars in the pits. That's finally the end of qualifying, as we have to just wait for the final car, or the timer. Kuda pole position by 3/10 with a 1:29.6, and then Curving Texas right behind him with a 1:29.9. So only 2 drivers got into the 1:29s here at China. And then it's Ramsey praying Stingray harass a new driver of Jerminko. He is, I believe, a reserve driver filling in. I think he might even be the latest full-time driver for Team Red Bull, as Lunacy dropped out. Absolute unit, Banana Cake Pie, Can't Do Crap, and Blocky is the top 10. Then it's Stone Tower, the Smeg, SD, OP Magic, who had an awful qualifying, so P14 for him. Bella Danger, ASAP Rocky, also 2 new reserve drivers as well. So we've got a couple fresh new faces going into this first race. Hopefully they can impress us with their race pace, because their qualifying was, I wouldn't even say average, because these boys are so competitive now. It was literally a couple tenths and you'd be down from 3rd all the way to 10th. So as the drivers go and prepare for their formation lap, we'll be right back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, during their formation lap here at Dynamic Nights Esports for the Blue Championship here on Monday nights. Now, Kuda did get pole position by 3/10 to Curving Texas. And obviously, if we re-look at the standings once again, we'll see that it's Curving Texas, OP Magic, and Kuda fighting for the front 3. And Curving does have a, I think that's 174 it is. So it's a good 50 points. Oh, that's bad math. Good 80-point difference between first and third. So it's really against OP Magic, who is in 14th position. And for the constructors, it's Alpha versus McLaren. So you can see Alpha Tauri versus McLaren. So you can see Curving Texas and Praying Stingray absolutely locking it out in qualifying for the constructors. But we'll go back to the main screen now as they are going into the final bit of the Sector 2. Plenty of time to weave and warm up the tyres. I haven't been messaged to see if it's going to rain. There is a nice little bit of overcast. It's quite dim. So potentially we could have some late rain to spice up the race a little bit. No, I thought I just saw a Mercedes get hit, and he did. So Ramsey and SD, wow, two drivers that shouldn't even be near each other have absolutely gotten disqualified from the formation lap near the end. They'll be starting on nice cold tyres, so they will have a very poor start. As Can't Do Crap and Blocky have also joined them, with only moments to go, to have optimal tyres, or even try and get as close as you can to get the best start possible. As I see for F1 cars start coming onto the grid. So Stoned as Towel for a top 5 finish, and Curving for fastest lap. So those are a small little prediction there, as I have completely blindsided the multis for this week, and probably just might not do them for the rest if I missed out on blue. As we have the cars on the grid, it seems that the lights are coming on now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here at China, and away we go. So Kuda gets a pretty good start, holding Curving Texas back for the meantime, as the McLaren's been forced out wide. Alfa Romeo but look at that launch from Praying Stingray down the inside, taking 2 positions off the start, just off turn 1 alone. He just had fantastic traction on the leaning right-hander, as we have a lot of people fall. Blocky Rex is one of them. Same with the Smeg. Both drivers have been absolutely destroyed, as Blocky's trying to flick spin, potentially disqualified him for doing so just because of the game. As Curving Texas is slowed behind, and he's actually lost it to Curving Texas, who darts it down the inside once again. Kuda, and then he's going to fight back down the inside. And he's about to get the switchback because he'll have the outside line, but Curving Texas inside holds it. Another switchback opportunity. Here we go. And they're fine once again. Curving Texas actually holding Kuda back as he goes and dives it down the inside. Side-by-side contact again for the last 5 turns. And Kuda will get the slipstream for this long back straight. As we have more yellows, it's Corrupt Clown. He's into the fence. As look at this view of all the cars in line for the most optimal front straight line speed because of the dirty the slipstream effect. As he's trying to maintain the inside line, and he'll have to pull out and slot back behind Curving Texas. But that's incredible driving from these two. As he goes wide, he might have gotten a penalty there. As obviously Praying Stingray taking it, and then we have a bit of a timing glitch as Ramsey and Banana Cake Pie are in 2 and 3. But Ramsey's still trying to battle this inside line. He might make contact with the side pod and spin here as he's holding it. This is respectable drivers. Curving Texas just got to force his car down the inside here and get the runoff into turn 4. This is fantastic driving. His Praying Stingray's timing glitches offered him all the way down. I can't even maintain on the battle here as Harass is gone. Now ASAP Rocky's in P1. Now Corrupt Clown's in P1. As Harass has actually maintained that position on the Red Bull driver, as Kuda is actually falling behind here. They were side by side throughout sector 1s and 2, but on this lap they are not. So finishing in that sector, we actually get to see what the proper interval times are. So Curvin Texas just has better grip coming out of there. And he'll get a better slipstream as the Red Bull driver once again is fighting with Ramsey. And he's already got him past. Ramsey is apparently 1/10 behind. He hasn't got DRS open, but it's lap 2. Of course it won't be open. It's flashing like he says he's got the option to click so. Back on Kuda. He's on the back of Curvin Texas once again. I think this timing glitch is awful. Yeah, now he's 9/10. It's awful. Can't really pick on who to pick here. As Ramsey's actually going to send it down the inside. That's aggressive. And he gets the move stuck. As Drenico is got to stay behind. But we've seen a couple moves done on the inside already by Prime Stingray taking 2 cars. Now Ramsey does the same. It's such an easy spot to overtake. But if you hold that defensive line, there is a high chance of the driver hitting the sides pod and spinning as he purples sector 1. So his pace is showing and slowly evolving here in China. Further down the grid, Absolute Unit is now catching up to the destroyed Red Bull. Seems to have lost pace after that turn 1. Maybe he's not a big fan of softs, but it has a big X over his name. So potentially he is not even in the session, but I have no message to confirm that. As Can't Do Crap's behind ASAP Rocky, 3 seconds. Banana Cake Pie still in P9, so he's only gained 1 position. Yep, as I've just gotten a message saying his internet is gone, so it's unlikely that we'll be able to get him back into the session. As DRS will be open, Stone Tail's won't have enough time, but Can't Do Crap is making a move on the stricken AI. Can't Do Crap might even put it down the inside as well. He doesn't, and he knows it's an AI because he just absolutely rinsed him down the inside. This car is not defending at all, as he's got a Banana Cake Pie who has to slow down because the AIs will take us at a slightly slower speed through there, but in a straight line, even with overtake, Banana just goes right past him and it will stay down the inside. No, he's got to actually cut in front. The AI can potentially dart down the inside. He's got to stay behind, but you can see Can't Do Crap. An Absolute Unit battle it out as we stay on board with Banana Cake Pie. As look at the holding. He's onto the grass there. He's trying to maintain that position. And he might see a move down the inside. He's going around for the switchback. Brilliant move. And he's got to get the move stuck here on Absolute Unit. So Unit went defensive. And then it came back to bite him. As we can see that instant replay here. You can see him move and just adjust during the braking zone, turning way too early. So Can't Do Crap just gets a better exit and gets that move done. So he's staying in P6 for the meantime. 3 seconds to P5. As Danger and Stone Tower are now at it. He seems to have made a position on Tower, and now he's got his eyes on SD Big Chich. As XG actually gets a nice run. AI is going to defend him. He's actually still trying to hold that outside line. SD would get him under braking. Huge lockup. I think Danger was actually going to make contact with the AI. Oh, a bit too early on the accelerator. Now Stone Tower's going to take advantage on that small individual error. And he's forced wide. Both actually getting a better run. Faster straight line speed. 1% power, nothing. And he's got to hold it down the inside. And he's got to maintain that position here. He's even got to use as much track as possible. Now he's got just slightly slower Red Bull. As you can see, he's got to try and get past him now. He's using overtake even though he's only got 4%. I think that Red Bull's actually got to stay in front of him here, and he does. So we'll flick back up towards the top of the field here, as they've got a bit of a 6/10 difference. As now Blue Dog has actually made a move on ASAP Rocky here. And ASAP is actually going to just fall right behind. I thought there was going to be slight contact there. As now it's 5 laps in, and we'll like to have a look at what tyres they started on. So there's been a few stops. SD's in a prime position there on the mediums, as it is a soft to hard or medium to hard race. Definitely not a two-stop around here, but there could be potential light rain. As there is a Mercedes, it's a corrupt clown. As I think Botthub will give us a good view. And he's already gone past. He's in that far wall, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow, wait. So I would assume that he might have caught a curb. And Curving Tex is actually going to take advantage of this. And jump into the pits where he's got a 3-second lead. And he's not locking up. He's comfortably under that time. And the the top five pitting. It was in between 4 and 5. So Blue Dog actually on the hard compound. And there we go. Some people are already opting for the hards. So the virtual safety car's still out. So Curving Texas only fell to P5. So, and he's on another fresh pair of softs. And the rest of the people are on hards. They're going to go all the way to the end of the race here. And Curving Texas actually has to start building a huge gap. Because the car behind on fresh hards is only 9/10 now. As got a huge line here. And it's coming from that Red Bull. As the Red Bull's actually going to send it down the inside! Oh, the AI got absolutely sick of Banana Cake Pie and absolutely sent it. Let's have a look at the replay, ladies and gentlemen. So, Banana Cake Pie on fresh mediums versus a fresh AI on hards. You can see he just sent it down the inside. Look how much grip and speed he had compared to Banana. And he just ringed the rear end. Unfortunately, people can forgive him about his internet going out, but obviously the AI had other plans as Absolute Unit's going to get past Banana Cake Pie, but Banana Cake Pie also gets DRS, activates it late. And ASAP Rocky's right behind, so we'll have a good view from here as ASAP Rocky doesn't seem like he's going to stop! He had to cut across the circuit just so he didn't actually T-bone Banana Cake Pie there. That's definitely a... oh, and he goes wide here as well. These are all most likely going to be penalties of some sort. Just track extensions. And Banana Cake Pie goes into the pits, so why has he gone into the pits? I want to see if he's getting his wing changed. I'm assuming it is, because that's awful. What angle is that? So Sector 1 seems like it's that Red Bull once again. As Codemasters has introduced that AIs actually do make mistakes. So we could see that car on the wall. Curving Texas has actually moved away from the rest of the pack, and he's now made a move on top of the Smeg as he comfortably gets past with those softs and the DRS, and he's actually going to catch up to Blue Dog in the braking zone, but alone here. So Curving Texas with the alternate strategy of a two-stop of the soft, and then potentially medium run, compared to people using soft and then hards, as he obviously gets the fastest lap. So Breno is getting really close here with his prediction here. He just needs a stone tower to get into the top 5, so he's got a lot of work to do. So he's really banking on that safety car. ASAP Rocky gets those 3 seconds. Look at this train of 4 cars. We have Praying Stingray and Cruder. He's got to ring it around the outside, slip right back behind. And with those hards and that dirty air, it's going to be a very difficult Sector 2 here. But he looks like he's getting the power down early. And it is a Red Bull. That is Blue Dog. Blue Dog's gone. So Blue Dog has made a mistake. Front wing check. It seems to be fine on the left-hand side. Oh, those hot tires. He might be in the way here of Absolute Unit. Oh, that was close. As he sits on the side of the road. Those tires got to be hot, mate. I would take it nice and easy. And now back to the action here of Can't Do Crap and Ramsey. It's a bit of a conga line. And that McLaren wanted to send it down the inside there, Brian Stingray, and he just had to pull back. Oh, it seems like he caught too much curb there, getting a poor exit. But we most likely will see him move down the inside as he's opting not to use overtake. Reedy the Smeg and Big Chich drivers who have not yet pitted. And Reedy has taken a wide line. And Praying Stingray's actually going to try and make a move around the outside. And he's fighting it back as he goes down the inside. But Praying Stingray just braked so much later and he pulled across the car. And now Cruder's actually going to make a move on Reedy. He's got to lose 2 spots in 2 corners as he does. Rings around the outside. Now we have Harass onto the back of Reedy. Those mediums look like they're shot already on lap 8. Those fresh hards are doing wonders as he pulls it around the outside. Oh, wow. Reedy's just a sinking ship at this point. I think he's going to pit as he loses another position. Oh, he sent it! Ramsey has sent it. Oh, dearie me. He's lost the entire front wing, left-hand side. He just caught way too much momentum. As we'll have a look at that back. We're focused on Reedy losing so many positions, but the move that Ramsey did, he just couldn't get the tire. He couldn't just brake the car in time with no with ABS on. He couldn't lock up the car to slow down the car in time, just ruining his front wing. So he's a huge individual mistake from him there. He'll be absolutely annoyed at himself. As Blocky and the Stone Tower, and Stone Tower might go for a switch back. It's not going to happen. As he's gone wide once again, that's a definite corner extension. So comparing the 2 cars into turn 1, Stone Tail has caught up a few tenths alone through that sector. As Bothai gets 3 seconds, but Blocky actually has a very good exit. So obviously the mediums between those two are working up quite a balanced trait. But the big moment is what we're thinking is how Curving Texas is going to go, knowing that he still has to stop, and the guys on the mediums will have to stop as well. So he's effectively in the lead, but technically Cruder is in the lead because the people on mediums is not going to make the distance, and the people on hards can potentially make it. It's just all about how much are they going to battle. So 4 seconds off Big Chich, Curvin's got. But if he did a pit stop, you'd be falling roughly around 9th. As Praying Stingray is on the back of the Smeg here, using all of the track given. And Smeg knows he's not battling him, it's not his race. And he'll just filter right behind him before the braking zone. Smeg is actually taking a way better turn 1. Oh, but he goes a bit wide. But he gets to cut in nicely for the next turn. Let's go across on Can't Do Crap. Harass and Cruder. As Harass is just staying behind Cruder at this stage. Doesn't seem to want to advance, but he's holding on to that DRS, the ERS for the DRS on the back straight here to make his life so much easier. Because we actually might even see Can't Do Crap make a move on Cruder as well. He is close enough. As actually Harass actually has a very poor exit. Oh no, there we go, Can't Do Crap's gone. He's caught that inside curb and absolutely caught onto the grass, but loses a huge amount of time in the process. As we have a look from the helicopter cam that was provided by Codemasters, as Harass makes that error, closes the door on him, and he just catches that inside curb, potentially a little bit of grass, and he just instantly just spins off. So Harass actually didn't even get the move on the back straight because of how poor that exit was. And we won't even see it done at turn 1 because it'd be better for him in the long term to just stay behind him for now. So Harass just maintaining his pace with Kuda because they don't have to stop. So Harass is probably thinking long term it's probably better to not start battling and just stay behind him if he's maintaining a good enough race pace. But if he knows he's quicker than Kuda, he's going to make that move sooner rather than later. As we'll have a look at the leading time. So if Curving Texas goes to pit, he'll be roughly, I think it's roughly around a 20-second pit stop, so P9, around there. Now we'll actually have a look at the total positions done so far in this race, as SD Big Chich has gone up 12 positions and he's still yet to pit. The Smeg is up 8 positions, still yet to pit. Reedy's the same, but yet to pit. And the biggest loser is Banana Cake Pie, who potentially had wing damage from the move from Absolute Unit. Bodhod is now having an absolute shocker as well in 19th, but he's only lost 1 position. So just China as a whole is not very, not his favourite track whatsoever. As the Smeg goes into the pits. So he'll be falling down the order. So Harass is most likely going to make a move here. He saved plenty of ERS during his time here. As we have yellow flags, I think it's the other Ferrari, ASAP Rocky maybe. It is. Oh wow, he's returned. And he slotted himself in this race. His tyres might be a little bit too hot. So he's got the AI and Banana Cake Pie in the AI. And Ferrari goes wide. He comes back onto the circuit. Banana Cake Pie takes 2 positions in 1 move. That Ferrari seems a bit sideways. So let's see how the Rock recovers. Here we go. This is where the move is. It's the racing point. It is. It is danger. Maybe it was some contact as now ASAP has now made the move. He's gone deep. Banana Cake Pie for the switchback. No, he decides to stay behind. And that's another Mercedes. That's SD Big Chich. There he is on the side of the road. So he's caught the grass, but he hasn't hit the wall like the other driver of Corrupt Clown. So both Mercedes have lost the car in the same spot. That's absolutely destroyed his strategy. As we go back to the tyre compounds. So yeah, Brian Stinger is only 1.9 seconds off Curving Texas on those softs. So Curving's going to be pitting now and most likely going onto those mediums for the end of the race. As he does. As he does. So we'll see how far he falls down. As he just goes in, so roughly around 9th. I think Banana Cake Pie... Oh, Stonetail just gets him. So Kervin's got a lot of work to do in these final laps. So hopefully he can use those new mediums and catch back up to the front of the grid, because those top three, harassing Kuda are not going to pit. Stingray might potentially stop for softs the last like 5 laps. Esras is actually pulling away here from Kuda, but with that DRS that's coming up, he'll pull all that time back that he's lost in the other sectors. I think Kuda's actually falling backwards. He's not using that overtake, so he's comfortable being only a few tenths away. As yellow flags, I think someone just retired in the pit lane. Don't know. Might have been Butthod. As absolute unit, 5 tenths behind. Curving Texas, 3 tenths behind, 2 tenths behind. And that's the move. I was going to toggle on him, but unfortunately the game decided to flick me off. And he's actually side by side with Blocky. And so side contact there, but it was great driving there from the Haas team. Oh, there we go. Absolute Unit has lost his braking zone once again, just like Ramsey did previously. And he's going absolutely shafted that front wing. So Stonetail's also going to take that position as well. So if Absolute Unit is going to try and get this car stopped in time for a move down the inside, it's going to be very difficult with that wing damage. Sector 2. It's a Red Bull. Oh, it's the AI has made a mistake. So Ramsey has fallen to Curving Texas. Curving Texas now into P5. He's got 2.8 seconds to catch up to SD Big Chich, who has actually made an error in his stint, which lost him a lot of time. So, and with being on 16 lap old mediums, it's going to be a big task to hold back Curving Texas here, since he most likely still has to pit. As Reedy is now made a move on Absolute Unit. Look at that wing damage. As he actually pitted. Oh, that was on Reedy. I don't even think Reedy's going to wing damage. I think he just went through that wide. So let's have a look at Stonetail catch up to Ramsey here for that top 5 finish. So he's still got a few positions to go, most likely finishing where he is, unless someone, oh yeah, Big Chich has to pit. So Ramsey will be going to the end, Stonetail will be going to the end, hopefully. Still another 10 laps to go, so it'll be a bit of a stint. So Ramsey defends. Stonetail is staying behind. Stingray has decided to pit, and he's going to finish on mediums. Seems to be serving a penalty. No, just the game being dog shit. So Stingray will be coming out in behind Ramsey, but only just. So Stingray is actually going to have some incredible pace at the end here, but with Curving Texas pitting 2 laps before, I think this might be Curving Texas' win here if he can cut down 8 seconds in these final 10 laps. And that would make it super comfortable for him for the rest of the championship. As our newest drivers at 16th, 17th and 19th. 19th being a lag out. Bella, I think, was the outbreak into wing damage. And ASAP Rocky, I think he's just made an individual error of his own. So that's just unfortunate for these new drivers getting those results. But a safety car could happen, and it could definitely spice up the result for them. Not a battle in sight, except for maybe Ramsey, if he stays within that 1 second. But even with DRS, he's falling behind to Praying Stingray's new mediums. So, since there is no battles on circuit, we will leave it on Curving Texas to see how much time he cuts for these final 9 laps. As it's yellow flags in sector 2, I think that's a bod hold. It is. As he's got traffic coming behind. Oh, he's got to get himself tangled here with a Red Bull. Unless that is 19th, it is. So he's fine. Oh, we have a safety car. Oh, it's ASAP Rocky. Where's that? Where'd that happen? Sector 3? Safety car. I've got no idea. So drivers actually have the option to pit here. So Praying Stingray is actually lost out a little bit here, but he's actually still in 5th. Curving Texas is actually in a really good position here because these drivers on these hards might stop for some mediums. As one does, is Cuda staying out? He is not. So Curving Texas is now taking the effective lead of the Grand Prix. Obviously, with these drivers going into the pits, he'll jump both of them quite comfortably. As they are actually driving out. Oh no, they're just about to go in. Fair enough. So Harass has gone for softs. 8. That's a really good call there, since there's only got to be 5 laps of racing. Because the pack is so scattered out, we will probably see 3 laps of the safety car. Now, that was a unique sound. So let's have a look at the penalties while this happens. Curving Texas, 1 warning, 2 warnings. 3 seconds and 1 warning. No penalties for harass. What is new? 2 warnings, no penalty. So Praying Stingray's going to be losing 2 positions. Can't Do Crap's got a handful. I believe that is only 3 seconds, but 1 more warning equals another one. And SD is still yet to pit. Wait, what the hell? Oh no. I think he's finally on softs. He is. That's good. So SD Big Chich for doing the long stint has actually put him into P6. So he's in a really good position here with Harass. He should get Can't Do Crap into turn 1. And Harass should get Stingray and Curving within the first lap. Just because they're on those mediums. So look at the cars on the minimap on the right hand side. You'll see that they are still trying to catch up. So we'll be doing a few laps. Come on, little Bodhod. You can do it, Bodhod. Catch up. Now, I want to wonder if there's any back markers that are in this grid in the wrong position. I don't think the safety car's in this lap either. It is not. Blocky, 5-second time penalty on Big Chich. Blocky on Big Chich. There's a car in between you two. How did you do that? So one more time around. People on those softs are looking more dangerous every time we do an extra lap under the safety car. People on mediums are slightly worried since these softs are actually going to be super quick. Banana Cake Pie said this is one interesting experience. Banana Cake Pie currently in 11th. As Budhot, I think he's actually going to catch up so the safety car can actually go in this lap. So let's go have a look at the last replay actually. Oh no, I clicked the wrong button. Unlucky. I was going to just see what the last replay was, but I've clicked my hotkey button to show this one. That's a shame. as the safety car is going in this lap. Let's see how early Curving Texas launches. And he's already away. He was a bit timid there. He was about half pressure. Smeg 3 seconds off the restart. Absolute Unit 3 seconds off the restart. Harass has actually had a poor start. He's actually already 5/10. As Stingray once again has made a move down the inside of Curving Texas and done it again. Harass on those softs is going to get so much more grip. He needs to make a move now. Those mediums are going to be cold. He's giving Curvin a little bit of a squeeze, but he's going to try and hold this position. A little bit of a cut, but that's okay. And he's going to just park the car. And he forces him wide, making small contact. And then Kuda is now going to advance. If Kuda gets his position done on Harass, it's going to be poor. And he does not. He has to fall back. So Harass with that grip on those softs needs to get this move done on Curving Texas, because Prone Stingray is going to use every inch of the track he's allowed until Harass is around him. Blocky Rex and the Red Bull. It's getting close. We might see him move down the inside as he's short shifted through the gears. He needs the slipstream. He needs the slipstream. Curving Texas is using all that he's got to try and stay in front. He's actually got a run of ERS for the lap. So is Harass. Harass is actually out of ERS. So is Curving Texas. They've pushed that hard. And so is Prone Stingray. They're all out of ERS. Except for Kuda. And Kuda's actually lost traction there on the rear end. So he's actually lost time. But SD Big Chich is right behind him. Fastest lap on those mediums. Wowee. Pushed extremely hard until his ERS went out. As a Haas driver of Absolute Unit has gone to the pits, and SD Big Chich just wanted him to ring it around the outside and then inside of Kuda. No. He's going to go back out again. And we've got contact here. I think it's the Red Bull again. Potentially. Come on, Harass. You're on fresh softs. Every lap that you don't get in front is damaging your overall finish. As we'll go to SD. As he's holding around the inside there. And now he's got around the outside. Not a lot of space, giving Kuda. Giving him the squeeze and maintaining that position. Great defending from him. And OP Magic, because of the fight, he's actually going to go around the inside. He's locked up a little bit. SD with the grip. And then holds in the inside. Kuda, oh my god, OP Magic with the power. Actually makes side pod contact. Force him to go off the throttle. Oh wow, this is some great driving here, ladies and gentlemen. Can't Do Crap is now going to have SD for breakfast. He's actually going to get the slipstream. So SD Big Chich moving out the way to go defensive is probably the worst thing for him. Oh, SD! Oh, Can't Do Crap and SD switching lines in the last second on the braking zone. Can't Do Crap, thinking that he's going to hit OP Magic, decides to brake down the inside, moving under braking. And SD Big Chich has to check up and move to the left-hand side. Now, Can't Do Crap is now watching the two McLarens battle as OP Magic goes down the inside on those softs. As Culture Crap's actually falling behind a little bit, but Kuda's already out of the 1 second. Harass is still behind Curving Texas. Curving Texas has done a phenomenal job to maintain P2. Oh, Banana Cake Pie has got front wing damage on the right hand side end plate. And Absolute Unit seems to be okay, but they've both fallen down the order quite largely, as Reedy is now in 15th. Blue Dog has actually fallen wide. Oh, look at that switchback. Look at that. From Bodhod and basically this 4 drivers. Just all switching back. We have a destroyed car. I think that's Reedy. No, it's not. It's the Smeg. Oh, dearie me. Whoa! That nearly just smashed the back of the Smeg there on that flick spin. That AI was not braking whatsoever. He could have absolutely destroyed Smeg. As look at these battles here, as we got more yellow flags. It's Banana Cake Pie, I believe. No, it's not. Why is there... Oh, it's the Smeg once again. Those hot tires. They're not doing well. He's fallen down to 18th. Look at the track map. Harass is finally past Curving Texas. Now, I'm pretty sure Brian Stingray had a 3-second. He does. And he's got one overhanging as well. So it's going to be a difficult experience to maybe potentially getting them removed. So Harass has to just stay within those 3 seconds, and the win of the Grand Prix is his. As Harass is as yellows in Sector 3. I'd say... Oh, racing points out. Let's have a look. Where? Oh, wait, his car's moving. So he's decided to retire on the circuit, which with 2 laps to go, either put in the pits or finish the race. Everyone gets points. As Harass is looking like he's going to win, so Stingray has to push another second difference out of these two. As the Stone Tower decides to pit, so unfortunately Bruno, the Stone Tower's nowhere near that top 5. Team McLaren 4 and 5, but for Constructors Champions so far is Alpha Tauri doing a great job with Harass splitting them in the middle. So as we'll probably just stay on board with Big Chichi, because there's a bit of a conga line from Kuda all the way down to Ramsey. So Ramsey, as Country Craps actually had a poor exit. Ramsey also has one as well, so they've already dropped a good amount of time there. So Kuda's, as Ramsey's not going to get close enough to Country Crap, but SD is actually going to try and hold it around the outside. Oh, he's going to be forced out a little bit. No, he's still got plenty of track left. But Kuda going down the inside and claiming a position for P5. SD just hasn't done the work in compared to OP Magic on those softs. As Banana Cake Pie are all dancing. So let's have a look here of Absolute Universe Banana. He's not going to use all the overtake. He actually ringed it down to 1%. He's on those fresh softs, so he's going to ring it down the inside. And Banana making slight contact there as he goes down the inside. Another switchback from those fresh softs. And he's actually going to hold around the outside. He's on overtake once again. There's not a lot of space and just being squeezed out of that. So there's no space to put the move down the inside. He's got a little bit of traction going early on the accelerator, touching the curb. And this is a battle just for 13th, ladies and gentlemen. As those softs should be doing a lot more grip, even though they're 8 laps old. And with this DRS, we might see something spicy. OP Magic is 1.4 seconds away from Harass. And Harass is out of the 3-second margin. Harass is out of 3 seconds. He's just inside of it. And he just claims the China Grand Prix here at Dynamic Nights Esports by just a 10th to his name. He just claimed it. So let's have a look at these two. as Banana cuts across the second to final turn just to maintain that position. And Absolute Unit ring around the outside. There's not any track to give, and he finishes in 15th. Banana giving him the squeeze. Since he's off the circuit, he doesn't have to give actual any space, since it's not deserved off the circuit. But Harass, Prime Stingray, OP Magic is your top 3. Curving Texas and Cuda 4 and 5. SD P6. Ramsey 7. Can't do crap 8. 9. Blocky and I think it was Blue Dog in P10. OP Magic is the driver of the day. As Harass, all because he didn't get a time penalty, has won the China Grand Prix. As they spray the champagne. Bruno has now got to have a word with those two for losing the predictions. Because Brian Stingray got fastest lap in P2 with Harass taking the win because of the 3-second time penalty. OP Magic in P3, Kevin Texas P4, Kuda P5, SDP Chich in P6, P7 Ramsey 8th, Can't Do Crap 9th, Blocky Rex, and Blue Dogs your top 10. But everyone gets points, so we have Bodhod, Jorginho, Banana Cake Pie, Ramsey, Absolute Unit, the Stone Tower, the Smeg is your finishing, and we have, I believe, Danger, ASAP, Rocky, and Corrupt Clown are your 3 drivers that have DNF'd from the race. That was this will be all here for the Blue Championship. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you on Wednesday for the yellow tier here at China as well. So have a good night and enjoy the rest of your week.